All right, so what we're going to look at today is solving a system of linear equations by elimination. So let's say we have another system, just like we saw in the last video, but this one is 5x plus 3y is equal to 9, and the bottom equation, which we'll call equation 2, is 2x minus 4y equals 14. So we'll call this a top equation, equation 1, equation 2. So when we're doing elimination, what we want to do is we want to eliminate one variable, either the x's or the y's. Let's look at the y's here for this problem. So the process is, what we need to do is multiply one or two equations by numbers to get a x or y canceled. And so we're going to look at the y's here. And then what we're going to do is add the two equations together to cancel out one of the variables, and then eventually we'll substitute that answer into one of the equations at the end. So let's so if I just added these equations right now, this is what we would get. 7x minus y equals 23. So nothing was eliminated there. I still have an x, I still have a y. So that's not going to work. So what we need to do is still add the equations together, but we got to change up the equations a little bit. So what we need to do is multiply both equation 1 and equation 2 by a number, actually different numbers, to get new equations. So let's multiply the top equation by, let's multiply the top by 4. And we'll multiply equation 2, the bottom equation, by 2. Actually, we need to multiply this one by 3. So the reason why we chose 3 and 4 is because these two numbers are basically those two number combinations. So we're kind of think of it as like a common fraction, but we want one of them to be positive, one of them to be negative. The sign on the top equation, which is 3y, it's a positive 3. The bottom equation is negative 4. So those will have opposite signs. So let's distribute out and see what we get. Top equation is going to turn to 20x plus 12y equals 36. The bottom equation, if I distribute that 3 into every single part, I'll have 6x minus 12y equals 42. Now, let's add these equations now. So if we add these up, our y terms will cancel, which is what we wanted to do to begin with. If I add my x terms vertically, that's going to be 26x. And if I add 36 plus 42, we'll get 78. So our new equation we have is 26x equals 78. We need to solve this by dividing both sides by 26. And eventually we'll get x equals, here we'll get x equals 3. Okay, so that's my ordered pair for x. That's the point where it's going to be the x. And we still need to find the y. So all we have to do now is the easy part. We're just going to substitute in that value of x in one of the equations. In this case, let's sub it in equation 2. So here's equation 2 from earlier. It was 2x minus 4y equals 14. Now we don't want to pick this here for equation 2, even though you will get the same answer, but it's just the numbers will be too big. So let's just go back to the original, which is right here, the original equation 2. So if I substitute in 3 for x, What we'll get here is 6 minus 4y equals 14. And go to another slide here, which we will get as 6 minus 4y equals 14. We've got to minus both sides by 6. We get negative 4y equals 8. Divide both sides by negative 4 to get a y as positive as negative 2. So we just found our y component to the answer. So we can erase that question mark now and put negative 2. All right. So that is the answer.